Welcome to another episode of the Nintendo Powercast. It's Nintendo News Daily. I'm your host, N64 Josh. Today's episode, we're going to be looking at a number of headlines, all Nintendo news, of course, and we're going to ask the question, what's next for Mega Man? We got some Capcoms in the news talking about some of their IP, Mega Man being one of them. So we're going to discuss what would we like to see for the future of this franchise? Before we jump into it, want to let you guys know these streams are powered by Elgato, n64josh.com/Elgato. Use code N64Josh at checkout. And products I highly recommend, the prompter. Of course, you got capture cards. If you're just getting started and you're looking for some budget options, the Neo series is a great way to get started in content creation. And so highly recommend those if you're thinking about pulling the trigger. Again, n64josh.com/Elgato, code N64Josh at checkout. I see Cryptic is here. Good morning, my friend. Bright and early for you over on the West Coast. I'm running a few minutes late this morning, but good to see you, my friend. All right, taking a sip of coffee here. First up, you guys like free games? No Gravity Games is giving away 10 free Switch games this month in North America. This is something they do every year. So, the article from Nintendo Life here says, the festive season is well and truly here when No Gravity Games announces its annual Switchmas giveaway, where the studio dishes out a selection of its back catalog for free. Well, the time is almost upon us once more as No Gravity Games has announced this year's giveaway will kick off on the 12th of December, with one free game available each day until the 18th. Before the event wraps up with a whopping 3 freebies on the 19th. So there you go. If you're looking for some free games, go and check out nogravitygames.com for all of the details. And I've taken advantage of this a few times, but not as much as I honestly should have. So um, it's super cool that they do that though. So if you want to get some free games for your Switch, check out No Gravity Games starting December 12th. Future of Tomb Raider to be revealed. The Game Awards 2025. So, Tomb Raider put out a post on X. Said, "Did you miss her? She missed you." As just revealed in the Game Awards vote in Fortnite map portal, tune in to the Game Awards on December 11th for a look at the future of one of gaming's most iconic franchises, Tomb Raider. Uh, it says hashtag Tomb Raider, hashtag Fortnite, hashtag the Game Awards. So, taking a look at the article, it says the Game Awards is taking place later this week, and ahead of the big industry event, Lara Croft's return has been teased, as highlighted by the show's creator and host Jeff Keighley and the official Tomb Raider social media account. Fans of Lara will be able to tune into the event to find out about the future of this iconic video game character. So, really excited. Like, Tomb Raider is not a series that I've spent a lot of time playing, much at all, but it's one of those series that I know a lot of people have a lot of nostalgia for. I know it is loved, and so I love seeing it just continuing on, right? For those that do enjoy it. Like, I think it's fantastic, and so, who knows? Maybe one of these days I'll finally pull the trigger. I think the only one I played was was on the 360. So, uh and Cryptic's asking a question. So it's not a new game, just a Fortnite event? It's a good question. Like, based on the messaging here, like I'm a little confused as well. So Carpool Gaming said, "Good morning, handsome. What's going on, baby? Good to see ya. Good to see ya." Nady Nay is here as well. Uh, so yeah, I'm a bit confused. But I also I kind of like they're kind of just teasing stuff. Like, if it's Fortnite, I'm down. I love Fortnite. So, um, if it's a real, if it's a new game, I'm down for that as well. Totally down for that. So, and Cryptic said The reboot is amazing. I need to jump in. I do need to jump in, I think. So, at some point, someday, I'm gonna get more time with Tomb Raider. Nintendo Music adds another Yoshi soundtrack, and, it's Crafted World. Crafted World is now available on Nintendo Music. Taking a look here, it looks like there are 53 new tracks. 53 new tracks on this one. So there's a lot of music. There's days worth of music on that app, which I think is fantastic. It like I mentioned yesterday, it does get it does get a fair amount of use from me. And I think it's great. F-Zero 99. Kind of surprised to see this in the news. Update 1.7.0. Now live, new secret tracks, music player, and much more. According to Nintendo Life, it says Nintendo's been busy getting its final updates for 2025, and alongside a system update for the Switch 2 and Switch this week, they also put out a new update for the online battle royale racer F-Zero 99. According to the official patch notes, this includes new addition, various adjustments, and changes, as well as the usual fixes. Some of the new content includes a new secret track, a music player has been added to the title, which can be accessed from the workshop menu. So, taking a look from the post from Nintendo, additional content for F-Zero 99 now available for Nintendo Switch Online members. You've got Frozen Tour, Elite ranking, 3 mystery courses, and background music player. So, some some cool stuff here. Like, this honestly, I'm gonna fire this up this week. I wanna jump back in. I've missed a handful of updates. I know there's probably not a ton of people still playing this, but I'm hoping, with this update, maybe there'll be a few more people and a few less bots. It's a really fun game. Like, it's really, really fun. It's very well done, and, I love seeing this kinda thing, and I wanna see more of this kinda thing from Nintendo. I think it would be great. I think it would be great. So, really, really cool to see, just how much they've been supporting this and keeping it alive. So, get a little more details here. It says the Frozen Tour event will be held this year. All tracks in the game will be covered in snow and appear as frozen tracks by collecting gem sparks that appear on the frozen tracks. Players can get event exclusive rewards. The Frozen World Tour will also return during the event period. Earn points and aim for a high score in a series of 9 three-lap races across various F-Zero worlds. Frozen World Tour high score rankings will be added to the weekly leaderboard. This ranking will be reset every Sunday at 4 p.m. PST. A player ranking in the 999th place or higher in the Frozen World Tour's weekly high score ranking will get a special badge. This badge features the same design as last year's badge, and players who have already earned it are not eligible to earn another. The Frozen Tour event and Frozen World Tour will be held from December 15th until January 19th. So very, very cool stuff. The Elite leaderboard, S20 plus pilots will now appear on the Elite leaderboard and be globally ranked. You can select leaderboard from the main menu and then toggle between the weekly leaderboard and the Elite leaderboard. So what this tells me is there's still some people out there that are putting in the work. They're putting in the work for this. So that's super, super cool. I love that. Cryptic said, "So Mario Kart or, F-Zero is getting new tracks faster than Mario Kart." I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong there. That is true. So, really cool to see the love continuing for F-Zero 99. UK charts Metroid Prime behind Mario Kart World and EA Sports FC 26, while Octopath Traveler 0 almost doesn't chart at all. So, taking a look at a tweet here from Christopher Dring, says sales of Metroid Prime 4 in the UK was 15% down over Dread. These are physical sales only. It's a relatively marginal, just a few thousand units. So, taking a look here just at the UK's chart, you've got the EAFC 26 at number one, Mario Kart World at number two, and then Metroid Prime 4 Beyond at number 3. and it's at 83% on Switch 2 and 17% on the Switch 1. Keep in mind, this is UK, and so we should be getting more. I imagine some Japan and US numbers should be coming soon. Pokemon Legends ZA is at number 4, and Call of Duty Black Ops 7 at number 5, followed by Just Dance, Battlefield 6, Cyberpunk Ultimate Edition must be having a big sale right now. Minecraft, Ghosts of Yotai. At 11, you've got Donkey Kong. Guess what's at number 12, you guys? Any guesses? Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe moved up from 16 to 12 in the UK. And then next, you've got the Super Mario Galaxy plus Galaxy 2 combo pack. So, and Animal Crossing's even making its way up the charts in the UK. It's crazy to me. Crazy, 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 crazy. So, very curious on if this is an indicator on the sales for for Prime. I know a lot of the discussion online right now is everybody just seems very angry about the amiibo unlocking music in the desert, and I don't even feel like the desert needs music. Like I'm just fine without it. And I have the amiibo. I didn't even go and turn the tracks on, like the music tracks. I didn't see any point to it. If you stop and just listen, it's like the the sound, if you will, like just the desert sound matches like the ambiance that they're going for. So I don't know. It just seems like the flavor of the week on what to be angry at, and I don't know. Maybe I just I'm not a good gamer. Maybe I'm just not a good gamer. I don't complain enough online. I'm not sure, but it it's it just seems like it is blown out of proportion. There's a lot of misinformation going around. People tweeting that, oh, you can unlock it with the just by 100%ing it, and then most people saying I've 100%ed it. I did not unlock it. And then if it is the case, why have it unlocked behind the game after you've already 100%ed it? Who's going back to play it again just to listen to music in the desert? Like, I don't know. It's such a tough thing. Nintendo wants to give people, something for buying Amiibo, but it's kind of a no like, it's like a no-win situation. What do you do? What do you do to, uh, essentially reward the people that are buying the Amiibo, and then, without having people complain about having to spend $30 to get, content that's in the game? I feel like the best thing to do, don't do music tracks ever again, anything like that, just do skins. Just do skins, and do skins that are potentially unlockable. And honestly, Johnny Bo, I think, said it best. He said, "Just remove the NFC out of Amiibo altogether. Just make them a statue. Just make them a statue." Or, if there's like Smash has, you can fight with your Amiibo, which is fun. That's kinda cool. But outside of that, like, it just seems like they cannot win, and I don't necessarily fault the people that are upset about it either, because it seems like a strange choice? So, I don't know the perfect solution here. I don't know why it's so blown out of proportion. Cryptic said, "Who spends that much time in the desert long enough to care about the music?" And Nate said, "Me, until my son closes the game." Oh, yeah. Yeah. Nate said, "Maybe just sell Amiibo instead of updating Mario Kart World." Here we go. Here we go. Well, moving on here. Nintendo Switch 2, system update to, 21 or update to I'm sorry, the way this title is working or written out here. Nintendo Switch 2 system update. I think it's 2. Let me see. It's either 2 or 21. No, I guess it is 21. Yeah, okay, version 21.1.0. And, are you guys ready for these patch notes? Are you ready? Hang on. Hang on to your seats, you guys. General system stability improvements to enhance the user's experience. That's it. That's all of it. That's your patch notes. So, I know I was prompted this morning as I was, recording the footage for this week's pipe trials, and I was like, "Cool, what's it gonna do?" What's it gonna do? What are we gonna know? Devon Echo said, "No changes." Yep. Nailed it. Nailed it. All right. Well, Assassin's Creed Shadows update to resolve Switch 2's crashes and stability issues. So it's kind of funny. Like we see like, you know, and then you see something like apparently desperately needs some stability. So they put out a post on X saying we're aware of stability issues on the Switch 2 version of Assassin's Creed Shadows that may lead to crashes. We want to let you know that the issue will be addressed in an upcoming title update scheduled for next week. Please note this update will also be available on all platforms. So there you go. If there's one thing that I mean, it's I don't think anybody likes to see this kind of stuff. Uh, obviously, we want games to work out of the box. That being said, I feel like Ubisoft, I know they don't get the best press. There's quite a bit of bad press when it comes to them, but I feel like they are putting some love into their Switch 2 games. Star Wars, continued to get updated until it already ran decent from the launch, but they have continued to put more and more work into it, just optimizing it, which I think is great. And I don't think there's going to be any different with Assassin's Creed Shadows here. So I don't know. I don't know. You know, are many of you guys playing this game? You'll have to let me know in the comments if this is one that you were stoked to play on handheld or had waited and ended up picking it up on Switch. So I'm uh, I'm very curious on that. Not one that I have picked up yet, and who knows? The thing is, we know with Ubisoft games, they always go on a big sale. So that I honestly picked up Star Wars when it was marked down to 44, and because of the game key card, I just got it digitally. All right. This came through. I got the email yesterday. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Decayed Master Sword, a life-size statue coming soon. This is from this is from First Four Figures, and if you guys here, actually, I think it's too high. You can see the Lego. I have the Mario Kart First Four Figure right behind me, and I love the work they do. They 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 do typically cost a pretty penny, but they put out some really really cool stuff. If you like adding this to your, if you like to add uh, some some very nice decor to your office or room. It is really really cool stuff. There's only like they kind of tease. They're very good at teasing these products, and um the silhouette of the Decayed Master Sword looks great. Life size. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be big. So I think it's super cool, and I love seeing what they're doing. Well, that's gonna do it for the news. Let's jump into our main topic here, talking about what does the future hold for Mega Man and a handful of Capcom titles. Let's jump into it now. Well, as you can see, we've got footage of Mega Man 11 on the screen, and that is coming to us from looks like um, Pro I don't know, Prosafa Gaming, something along those lines. And so, and make sure to check out their channel, of course. Mega Man 11 came out in 2018. All right. I remember picking it up for the amiibo because it had the amiibo in the box. I never opened the game. I don't know if I feel like I played some of this game. I went through and just checked real quick to see. I don't have it currently downloaded on my Switch too, so I need to check in my I think the game key cards show you all the games that you own. So I need to go in and check and see if I do own it. But I wanted to just kind of check out some of the gameplay, get a little bit more familiar with it, and then talk about what is next for Mega Man. And we're gonna pull a lot of examples for Metroid Dread. Before we do, Capcom put out this message. It says Capcom owns a wealth of um, globally popular brands such as Mega Man, Devil May Cry, and Ace Attorney. We aim to expand our user base and improve our performance through new releases, remakes, and ports of titles in these series to new hardware. By enhancing brand power and cultivating a loyal fan base, we will grow these into core IPs. Okay, so I love hearing this. Mega Man is a fantastic series. My personal favorite is Mega Man X. Like I love Mega Man X. I think it is peak Mega Man, right? And I haven't played a ton. I used to what's interesting for me when it comes to Mega Man, I played more on Game Boy, and that literally came from just like kids on the bus that had their Game Boy with them and Mega Man and they would let me play. But I feel like it was one that I played quite a bit. Now, X was one that I ended up owning and could always get to the final boss, but I could never beat Sigma. I just I always struggled with that, and it it would get I got to the point that I got so frustrated I just walked away from it, and so who knows? Maybe one day I'll finally revisit it and complete it. But when we look at what Mercury Steam did with Metroid Dread in this on for the Switch, and we look at Mega Man 11 here, I feel like there's plenty of room to grow this series. And I want to ask you guys in the chat, what do you think? What do you think would be the best direction for Mega Man? My I have two directions I would like to see it go. I would like to see it get uh a bit more gritty, all right? I consider Metroid Dread kind of a like somewhat gritty, you know, like you've got Samus looking very elegant and sleek in her movement and everything, but then you put her in a world that like seemed like just like dark, mysterious, atmospheric, like they nailed it, right? Mega Man, I don't know, like it definitely had a lot of these games had their identity when they were in like the 16-bit, the 8-bit era. But then they have a it seems like in some cases, they have a hard time getting that identity back when it gets into the modern era of gaming. The art style for Mega Man 11 is not horrible by any means, but I would either wanna see it, like, look, uh, a bit more gritty or or the direction that we see with a lot of, like, Mega Man art is, like, cell shaded, right? And I feel like Mega Man could be incredible in that art style. It might end up looking a bit more like Shinobi, which released earlier this year, and 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 that would be just fine with me. If you saw the thumbnail for this video, for this live, that is the art style I'm talking about. If we played a Mega Man game that looked identical to that art style, I would be so down. Now, if you guys played Dread or Samus Returns on the 3DS, those games did some things where they gave Samus some pretty incredible firepower. And I think that is another step for Mega Man. Give him some crazy firepower, more than just the uh, and maybe it's tied to one of the one of the bots that you have to defeat, and totally cool with that. But I just feel like it would be okay for the series to evolve a bit more than it has, and to really kind of take things to the next level. So you get into that cell shading art style, plus some like just better like canon upgrades. Start with the classic Mega Man. I feel like they did this somewhat in Mega Man X. I feel like it started you started off kind of like Mega Man, but then you got to continually upgrade. And I feel like that's what really pulled me in with X and made me stick around, where I don't feel like I stuck around as much with the OG Mega Man. You know, and I guess you always run that risk, just like we've talked, you know, like with Halo fans and even some Metroid fans and stuff like that. Like they don't necessarily love the change, but I feel in some cases with the lack of change, you don't really bring new people in, and that's the very thing that Capcom says they're wanting to do is bring new people into these franchises. Like I would be super stoked and ready to jump in to a cell shaded uh a cell shaded Mega Man. It would make me want to pull the trigger. So, taking a look at chat here, Cryptic says, "Have you heard rumors that Pragmata is actually a Mega Man game that Capcom is staying quiet about?" Interesting, huh? That'd be interesting. Nady Nay says, "Honestly, Mega Man should do something where they combine all the types of Mega Man. Someone like someone like the Messenger did. That's the problem. Indies are handling these types better than a lot of the companies. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. That is true. That is true. And I feel like there's definitely some inspiration that could be taken from some of these indie studios for games like Mega Man. And I mean, and maybe I don't know who developed Mega Man 11, but maybe Capcom needs to find their Mercury Steam. You know, find who's the team that did Shinobi. Maybe they need to work with some teams like that and get some just get like some fresh eyes and ideas on this IP. Cryptic says, I like Mega Man, but I loved Mega Man X. Always seemed like it had some edge to it with the semi rock music. Oh yes, yeah, music was so good. You could also get into you could also get into like mechs and things like that, and I thought that was fantastic. I love that kind of stuff. Very, you know, we saw that again in Kirby Planet Robobot. That was part of my draw to that game. I'm like, yo, this is reminding me of Mega Man X. I love that. Nate Nate says Lizard Cube did Shinobi and Streets of Rage. Yeah, maybe that's maybe that's the company to take on Mega Man and see and to see what they come up with. Because it's a franchise that like is fantastic. It's got a history. There's there's plenty that they could do with it. But I think it's time to like Mega Man 11 seemed like a very safe choice, and I would love to see them like maybe take some risks. Maybe it's not even a Mega Man game. Maybe it's a new X game. Bring back Mega Man X, and that's what you know. That's what we see the next game become. I'd be okay with that. So Joey Pitt said, "I want to try a Mega Man game someday, but with my current backlog, it wouldn't be a smart move. But someday, yes, yeah, I totally hear you. Totally hear you. The cool thing is there are a handful of them on NSO right now, so it is a game that's accessible if you have NSO. You don't have to go out and spend any money, which is nice. And it's I mean the gameplay loop and whatever of Mega Man is fun. You know, learning which path to take, how to, you know, take out this boss to go and then take out the next boss and it's kind of like Pokemon, like rock paper scissors, right? Like go for the water guy so that you can take out the fire guy, etc. And 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 it's a fantastic series. It does have a good difficulty to it, a good challenge, but I wanna see it become something great. That's really what I'm after, is to see, Mega Man become something great. And I think a lot of us want that because it's a series that we all, enjoy, to some degree, and at the very least maybe, like Joey hasn't played it yet, but the appeal's there. So Cryptic says that's the problem with Star Fox and Mega Man, that it never evolved, and we more often get bad titles than good titles. And I'm sure Capcom wants it to be a AAA title, with a AAA price, and that's fine. But you know, they have to deliver at that point. They really do. Another direction, like just kind of like you know, a bit out of the blue, but I feel like Mega Man could have a Mega Man Maker game, and you could literally make levels, add bosses, create an entire game in in a Mega Man Maker. It's basically platforming with a little blaster, you know, add some boss fights at the end, call it good. Like they could do, you know, 16 different bosses, and you can use up to 8 of them for your game that you create. And then uh obviously you'd want to coordinate it so that you're using the correct ones, that this one's weak to this and whatnot, and maybe you can even dictate that in the maker. But I just feel like this series would lend itself to a maker style game where people could download each other's levels and play them. And I think it would be a great IP for that style. Cryptic says that in today's age, Mega Man, as it seems more of an indie title that you play for a few hours to complete. Yeah, it does. It does. No question there. No question. So, thank you guys so much for hanging out today. I really, really do appreciate you. And as always, play it loud. Don't